So, wir müssen nach da. So, wir waren da schon mal. Wir können da jetzt aber die Tür öffnen, die wir vorher nicht öffnen könnten, weil wir jetzt auch die Krone haben. Und das ist wunderbar. Also ich glaube, wir sind schon fast am Ende des Spiels. Nice. Tasche. Will ich die Tasche noch entleeren? Weil wir haben hier so einiges. Wir haben hier noch einiges zum Weglegen. Andererseits haben wir noch genug Platz. Ja, Mann, das passt schon, das passt schon. So, ich glaube in die Richtung, oder? Ach so, das war von da. Ja, dann kann ich einfach so runterspringen. Gut, 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 gut. Mhm. Wie bitte? Okay, das reicht wohl nur 2 zu aktivieren.
So, you finally made it. Took you long enough. I hope you're ready, because this is it. The beginning of the end.
Wovon redest du bitte? Bereit wofür?
Ready to finish your journey, of course. You've come far, but every path ends somewhere. Yours ends here, in the heart of it all.
Du hast auf mich gewartet?
Philosophically, not you specifically, but someone like you. Literally, yes, and I was getting quite bored with the wait.
Wo sind wir hier?
This is the Charred Conclave, a graveyard for druids, burned alive as scapegoats for the Red Death. It's a reminder of what happens when people fear what they don't understand.
Ich möchte mehr über das Weidenmann-Inferno erfahren. Boah, die Droiden waren Sündenböcke, was haben sie denn getan?
They spoke out. They should have stayed silent, kept to their herbs and potions, but they didn't. They believed their ancient knowledge, ugly and painful truths from times long past, could save Avalon from the plague. And maybe they were right. But people don't want the truth when it's covered in blood.
Hässliche und schmerzhafte Wahrheiten, was meinst du damit?
Cruel rituals, sacrifices, hard choices in search of real results. They called it wisdom, knowledge gleaned from the weirdness itself. But to the people, everything they did was unnatural, costly, and frightening. The druids believed their results would justify the costs. They thought Avalon would see them as saviors. But the people didn't understand, and fear turned to fire.
Die Druiden wurden also dafür bestraft, dass sie helfen wollten?
Well, the Red Church and their politicians made sure of that. The druids became a convenient enemy, a way to shift the blame and tighten their grip on power. It's always so simple, so banal, isn't it?
Ich habe den Friedhof oben gesehen. Wo sind wir gerade?
Well, death doesn't always mean an ending. It was a sacrifice so costly, so cruel, so pointless, that it tore a rift in the fabric of this world, an ultimate wound. And so you're the closest you'll ever come to seeing the true shape of this world.
Warum wartest du dann hier auf mich?
To greet you. I was once where you are now. A knight with questions, searching for answers. That search led me to this place. And here I found my answers. Now it's your turn.
Was kann ich erwarten?
Well, first you're going to meet my former employer. We don't see eye to eye anymore, but we both realize that our collaboration yields results, as shown by you being here. He'll try to sugarcoat the hard truths I've been telling you from the beginning, spin them differently. Never mind. Why waste time here talking about it when you're just a step from the end? It's best if you just go forth and see for yourself. Just remember, this is the point of no return. Once you step through, there's no going back. But if you've come this far, I suppose you already knew that. Go on. He's waiting for you.
Okay. Was ist das denn für ein Vieh?
At last we meet. I've heard much about you, your choices, your determination. Caradoc isn't easily impressed, but he was impressed with you. Few dare to seek the truth buried in Avalon's shadows. Fewer still make it this far. I was the first. Caradoc followed when my brethren burned and the tear opened. And now, here you are, a truly rare and joyful occasion.
Wer genau bist du?
Oh, forgive my lack of manners. I am Orin, the last apprentice of Merlin, and the last archdruid of Avalon. I've carried the weight of this land's secrets longer than I care to admit. But names mean little. What matters is the task before us.
Wo sind wir hier?
What lingers here? It's older than Avalon. Older than anything we know. What you see is the beginning of weirdness itself. Its purest form, raw potential, unshaped by anything but its lack of boundaries and limits. Beautiful, isn't it?
Was willst du von mir?
Oh, precisely the opposite of what Caradoc wants. I want you to help me resurrect King Arthur. Properly this time.
Er will ihn also endgültig töten und du willst ihn endgültig wieder auferstehen lassen?
Ridiculous, I know. But yes, that's what it boils down to. At some point, we stopped seeing eye to eye and chose different paths. Ultimately, though, both our paths led to you.
Mir? Wie das?
Yes, please let me explain. By the end of his life, Arthur became obsessed with his legacy. He left mementos, artifacts that embodied the virtues he wanted Avalon to preserve. Excalibur, a symbol of loyalty and sacrifice. The crown of Pendragon, a beacon of courage and resilience. The shield of Palamedes, wisdom and independence. But Merlin and the others didn't believe that would be enough. The memory of war and the fragility of peace was still too fresh. So they acted. When the king died, his soul wasn't allowed to move on. It was shattered, bound to those artifacts. A clever solution, but ultimately flawed.
Warum haben sie die Seele des Königs gespalten?
They feared losing what Arthur represented more than losing Arthur himself. They thought the king's essence would endure, if bound to his relics.
Was war daran mangelhaft?
You can't pick and choose with a soul, but that's exactly what Merlin did. He focused on 3 parts of Arthur: his strength, wisdom, and courage. He left out 2 pieces. One, tainted by the Four Dwellers' magic, was deemed too dangerous. The other was his humanity, the most fragile part. Merlin thought compassion and doubt were weaknesses, unfit for a king. Without them, Arthur became hollow. A king with power, but no heart. That way, Avalon's greatest failure was born.
Also hat niemand versucht, Artus in seiner Vollständigkeit wieder auferstehen zu lassen?
I tried. And I found his humanity. It's here, bound, kept safe. But the Four Dwellers' aspects was left to drift, untethered between worlds. Finding it needed more than magic. It needed someone like you.
Wie mich?
The horrors you endured on that island gave you something no one else has. You can move through the weirdness, touch it, and return whole. That's why you found the king's soul, bound it to yourself, and came back.
Du meinst, was ich erlebt habe, war alles nur Teil deines Plans?
You flatter me. No, I couldn't have predicted all of that. I merely nudged the Red Church in the right direction and asked Caradoc to assist where I couldn't. I can see you're still doubting me.
Was willst du erreichen?
I want to bring back our king, whole and complete. I want him to lead again and safeguard Avalon's future.
Was, wenn die Wiederauferstehung erneut misslingt?
Won't. This time, Arthur will be whole. A king must be more than power. He must be human. That balance is what will save Avalon.
Warum liegt dir so viel daran?
Because I've seen what happens without him. Weirdness preys on the weak, and the people are too divided to stand against it alone. Arthur is their only hope. Ever they're left without him, without guidance, chaos takes hold. Division festers. You've seen it during your journeys. If things continue this way, Avalon will tear itself apart long before weirdness finishes the job.
Was, wenn die Leute ihm nicht folgen, obwohl vollkommen ist?
They will follow him. That's what people do. When weirdness comes to their doorstep, they'll beg for a savior. And Arthur will answer the call. Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. That's all I ask of you. Now you need to go further. I made my case. Please keep in mind what this is the only way for Avalon to survive.
Weiß ich nicht. Ich fand die andere Idee auch gar nicht so schlecht. Ihn mit der Wildnis zu verbinden, damit die Menschen hier auch leben können.
I was there when it all began, when Arthur first set foot on Avalon. I was a knight in his army. We believed in him, in his dream, in his kingdom. And for a while, it was glorious. Every battle felt like a step closer to peace. Every sacrifice justified by the dream we shared. But then came the cost. The war crimes, the impossible decisions, the massacres, slaughters, and irrational cruelty. We turned from knights into butchers, all because his dream demanded it of us. At first I told myself it was necessary, that it was the price of building something great. But the longer it went on, the harder it was to believe. that's when I realized Arthur wasn't a god, a savior, or a king. He was just another man, no different from the rest of us. And no man should have the power to demand such sacrifices.
Und du willst ihn ein für alle Mal töten. Das kenne ich schon.
But do you understand why I want it so much?
Weil du hast, was aus dir geworden ist?
I'd like to believe that after 600 years I've moved past pettiness. You need to understand that people thought, and still think, that he was more than human. But he wasn't. He made mistakes, just like any man. And the cost of those mistakes was always paid for by others. I've seen what happens when people cling to kings and myths. They wait, they follow, they waste their lives on promises that never meant anything. But that's not my problem. I'm not here to fix Avalon or to free anyone. What comes after doesn't matter. Let it all burn, let it rot, let it rebuild. I won't be here to see it.
Und was, wenn dein Weg die Menschen direkt in den Untergang führt?
Then let it. If this world can't stand without a dead king propping it up, maybe it deserves to fall.
Ja, vielleicht. Meinst du etwa, die Menschen können allein gegen die Wildnis und die Monster bestehen?
Let them stand, let them fall. It's not my concern. If the weirdness takes them, so be it. At least it won't be another king's failure. Another lie propping up a dying world. It'll just be what it is.
Selbst wenn du Artus vernichtest, kann die Taufe-Runde einfach jemand Neues krönen, ihn ersetzen.
Arthur's the only myth that still holds weight. And when he's gone, the rest will rot with him. A puppet king, another empty throne, none of it will last. Maybe they'll keep pretending for a while, maybe they won't.
Du willst, dass die Menschen ohne Führung gegen Widrigkeiten kämpfen? Fordert das Chaos nicht geradezu heraus?
Call it chaos, call it freedom, I don't care. Let them rise, let them fall, let them tear each other apart. I just want to watch it all come down, to see the last lie collapse under its own weight. What comes after? That's for the ones still standing to figure out. I've lived longer than any man should, seen more than anyone should ever bear. And I've waited centuries for this moment, this chance, to end it all, to end him.
Orin glaubt, dass diese Wiederauferstehung anders sein wird. Er sagt, sie sei Avalons einzige Rettung.
Orin's a druid. That's what they do. They believe. They believe in myths, in symbols, and some of them believe in saving Avalon.
Du glaubst nicht, dass Avalon gerettet werden kann? Dass es wert ist, gerettet zu werden?
I don't believe it's my decision to make. Not Orin's, not Arthur's, not mine. I've watched this cycle turn too many times. I have no stake in what comes after, only in making sure this nightmare finally ends. We were fools to tamper with forces we didn't understand. Resurrecting Arthur, infusing him with powers of the weirdness. We didn't just bend the natural laws, we shattered them. Such violations of nature's order cannot go unanswered. The bill comes due, sooner or later. Always. This cannot be allowed to continue. Listen, it's taken longer than I ever imagined, but now, here we are. You've done what no one else could, what even I couldn't do. You've brought Arthur's soul back together, almost complete, but not quite. And because of you, I can finally finish what I started centuries ago. So, thank you for bringing us to this moment. You're close now. Just one more step. The last fragment of Arthur's soul is waiting for you. Complete what you came here for. And then, we'll meet again. As allies, or as enemies. That's up to you. Go. Find the last piece, and let's end this. Whatever comes next, I'll be ready. I hope you will be too.
Ja, mal gucken, mal gucken. So, ist das Camelot? Oder wo sind wir hier? Sieht auf jeden Fall sehr friedlich aus. Ah.
You've come. The one who carries what's left of me. Please, don't come any closer. Don't force me to think about coming back again. Just let me finally die.
Damit hatte ich nicht gerechnet. Warum willst du sterben?
Because I've had enough. Enough of being torn apart and stitched back together. Enough of being used, shaped, and forced to be something I'm not. Do you know what it is like to be a king of nothing? To see the people you swore to protect suffer because of your choices? Or worse, in your name. I've seen towns burnt to the ground, families destroyed, all because someone thought it would serve the greater good. And they called it loyalty. They called it justice. I've been dragged through every dream, every lie they've built around me. And I'm tired. Tired of the weight, of the expectations, of all of it. And most of all, I'm tired of failing.
Es ist also Artus und nicht Merlin. Okay. Da habe ich mich also doch geirrt. Was ist mit Orin? Er versucht seit langem, dich in deiner Ganzheit zurückzuholen.
Orin wants a king, not me. He doesn't see the broken man behind the myth. He sees a symbol, a weapon to wield against the weirdness. But symbols aren't people. They're empty. And the more they're used, the more they hollow out the one who carries them. That's all I've ever been to Orin and the Druids. Do you know what it's like to be a weapon? To be forged, sharpened, and thrown at every problem?
Und Karadok, er will dich für immer vernichten.
He thinks ending me will free Avalon. But what then? Without an idea, a light to guide them, they'll stumble, lose their way, and turn on each other. People always seek something to follow, something to believe in. Take that away, and they'll tear each other apart trying to find it. Or worse, build something even crueler in its place.
Was erhoffst du dir vom Tod?
I want release. I want to stop being a tool in their endless struggle. Kill me. Destroy the last piece of me and use the energy however you wish. Take it yourself and become the new king. Give it to someone else. I don't care. Just don't let me come back again. Let me die. Not as Arthur, not as the king, just as a simple, normal human being.
Du hast viel durchgemacht, doch es gibt gewiss noch einen Weg, bei dem du nicht endgültig stirbst.
Another way? There's always another way, isn't there? Another cycle, another resurrection, another lie to keep the world spinning. But please, not for me. Not anymore. I've had enough. I don't want another chance. I want this to be over.
Du bist der menschliche Teil von Arthurs Seele. Ohne dich kann er nicht vollkommen sein.
Isn't that what you've been doing all along? Carrying what's left of him? You've already taken up the humanity I was meant to represent. Doesn't that prove Arthur doesn't need me anymore?
Schert es dich denn gar nicht, was aus deinem Königreich wird?
I don't care. Do you know how freeing that is, to finally not care what happens next? Whether Orin gets his king or Caradoc gets his ruin? To not feel the burden of all my failures? To not see my memory tarnished, my plans, goals, and ambitions dragged through the mud? To not see the suffering my name causes? No more deaths in my shadow. No more kingdoms built on my bones. Do what you think is right. That's all I can tell you, because whatever you decide, it will finally be your choice, not mine, not theirs. And that's the only thing I've ever wanted. You hold the choice. I don't care who you side with, Orin, Caradoc, or no one at all. You have all of my soul. Use it. Take it for yourself, or give it to someone else. I don't even want to know. Do what you will with it. Just let me go. Let me finally rest. Let me die. Please.
Okay.
Help me bring the king back, whole and Now you need to go further. I made my case. This.
Go on. He's waiting for it.
Nice to see you. Let me go.